Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Coffee Talk. I'm Snike, and as always, I'm glad you're here. So, today is now Friday, October 2nd, 2020. The Evening Whispers is with the people for stricter gun laws. A new, healthier Fury sedative might be available sooner. And the action video game, Rising Hell, blamed for violence in schools. Now, without further ado, let's get into our day. Welcome. Good evening, Mr. Baileys.
Evening. Am I the first customer tonight?
Yes, you are, Mr. Baileys.
That's new.
Yeah, it is. You a little nervous?
Freya's not here?
She said she was going to be coming around later. But, until then, it's just you and me. Got something to do with some meeting fellow writers or something like that.
Why not do it here? It's her favorite place, right?
Her friends have visited this place from time to time. Just not as much as her.
Writers gathering, huh? I wonder what writers talk about when they're, hanging out.
I've known them for some years now. She has this habit. If she says they're friends, it means they're just hanging out normally. But if she says they're writer friends, well, they're probably talking about work. Either giving each other feedback on their latest drafts or sharing and validating ideas.
Interesting. They could use code words for a meetup.
Oh, it's not like that. She usually doesn't even realize that's what she says. I just kind of picked up on it over time.
That's even more interesting. Are you always so observant?
It's kind of part of the job.
Why is that?
People come here every day, and some of them aren't as talkative as others, but their body language can be can be loud and clear. It can tell you a lot of things, actually, whether they need a friendly ear or they just want to be alone. It applies to what they're ordering as well, because sometimes what people want is not what they need.
That's deeper than I would have thought. So, what are you reading from me now?
I won't say.
Why?
A nervous elf man who is very concerned about his relationship and doesn't know what to do. That would break the charm.
What the hell was that?
I guess I can say this much. Whatever I say or do to our customers, it's always related to what I'm getting from their body language,
Including our interaction right now?
including our interaction right now.
Man, now I see why you don't want to share. Even that was enough to make me feel like I'm naked in front of you. By the way, I haven't ordered anything yet.
What are you having tonight?
Hot chocolate with cinnamon, ginger and cinnamon. I heard that's a good drink for a bitter heart.
Did they break up? Is that what the bitter heart is like referencing there, dude? He said he wanted a hot chocolate. And which way was it? It was ginger and cinnamon. Okay. So ginger and cinnamon. Let's brew it up and see what happens. Doesn't sound that bad. I don't know about ginger and ah. He says bitter. It's good for bitter heart, and it's called a bitter heart. But yeah, I'm not too sure how good ginger is with like drinks and stuff, except maybe tea. I've never really heard of it before, but here you go, Bailey. How do you think?
Hmm, you're a pretty romantic person, huh? Especially spending extra time decorating this drink.
Only special drink for special people.
Say, Snipe, tell me about yourself.
What do you want to know?
Anything. How old are you?
Old enough to open a coffee shop.
Oh man, I guess I should say sorry for asking that.
It's quite alright. But that's the only answer I can give.
Now you're making me wonder. What should I ask next? Hello, everyone.
Uh, Freya, You're. Is that new makeup?
Oh, why are you looking at me like that?
Freya, you look, well, quite horrible, to say the least.
No, no, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't. Unfortunately, I'm going to echo our dear barista here. Yeah, you do. What happened? You better be asking what didn't happen, because the answer would be proper sleep. Decent progress on my draft.
You need to rest, Freya.
And, miss my deadline? Hell no. Sorry, Baileys. I won't be able to keep you company. I I have to finish this draft, this thing for the. I'll need a whole hell of a lot of espresso.
Are you sure about that? You really should just rest, Freya, and get something to help you sleep.
Espresso! Please.
We can get her like a good night, right? Is there like, uh, I feel like there's like a small like little meta game with like making like drinks. Like I could give her an espresso right now, like just a generic espresso, or I could give her like some tea that makes her sleep. I don't know what that is, granted, but like I don't know what that would be. Like maybe like tea with like what makes you sleepy? A double tea and honey? Nope. Trash it. We'll try one more before just going straight to the espresso. I really do think it's tea. I think it's something to do with tea. Because, like, tea is like a relaxing drink, right? I don't think we want chocolate because it's not warm. We want something a little warmer, you know? I don't think it's mint. Mint is cool. That'll, like, wake you up. Ginger? No, not ginger. Maybe, like, honey and... What does this do? Ooh, cinnamon. Cinnamon might do it. And then maybe just a little bit of... What do you want to splash it with? Maybe just like a touch of milk, you know? That seems very soothing, right? Nope. We will give her the triple espresso shot. I don't know what else can make her tired, but we'll give her the espresso she wants. I don't think that's the right choice, but I don't want to do this. You really need to have rest, Freya.
Just give me the damn espresso.
Okay. Whatever you say.
This'll keep me from falling asleep.
Hmm. How was the meeting?
It was pretty good. I got a lot of good advice, but that also means things. And not a small number of them, you know? You mind? I need to be rewritten.
Oh.
Oh. It's really not that bad. Rewriting is just part of the process. It's just that. I'm going to my usual corner. Thank you for the coffee. I might make it through the night.
She looks horrible. Yes, she does. Good job, Bailey. See, remember what I was talking about reading people? That's it. You read her, but don't worry about her. She'll finish it. This isn't the first time she's acted like this. Sadly, no. But this time the stakes are pretty high. Hmm. So, what brings you here today? I'm not quite sure myself. I had no plan tonight, but this place just kind of came to mind, out of the blue. I'll have to thank your subconscious then. I guess you should. And we got another visitor. Interesting. Not sure whether I should thank it or not, though. Hi, Lua.
Hi, Baileys.
Uh,
Uh, uh, how?
oh, you first. No, you first. I was just gonna ask how you're doing.
I'm fine, thank you. How about you?
I'm good. Yeah.
Uh,
Uh.
um, I think I need to order something first.
Oh, of course. Of course. Of course. Go ahead.
Hi, Snake.
What are you gonna have this evening, Miss Lua?
Gingerbread coffee, please.
Uh. Uh. Is that it? Gingerbread's like full of cinnamon, right? No. Is that it? Gingerbread is full of cinnamon, isn't it? Please tell me so. Oh, I got it. A straight up guess. Here it is.
Thank you. My grandma used to make this drink for me. It reminds me so much of her. It reminds me of when I was growing up with my family.
How's work?
It's going okay. You?
I'm not taking any new jobs at the moment because, well, you know.
Yeah, I get it. You have enough in your savings, right?
That's a very Lua thing to ask. But, yeah, I do. Thanks to that annoying job. I,
It went well in the end.
it kind of did. They paid me on time at least, and, the pay was amazing.
How are you planning to take? How long are you going to take a break for?
I don't know. Not quite sure. Until my problems are settled, I guess.
What problems are those?
Um, I'll tell you this. But don't tell anyone, okay?
Not even Snake, who's standing right in front of us.
Not even Snake.
Okay.
So there's this girl. I love her. We've been going out for a few years, but I'm not really sure where we stand now.
How can you not be sure?
We had an argument about a week ago and never went back to this coffee shop and gave Syke the money we owe him. And it wasn't anything new, but somehow things, well, they escalated uncontrollably.
Why is that?
I assume both of us were we were just tired. Knowing that we're fighting against centuries of tradition, we haven't really talked since our last fight.
Leaving things unresolved is not a good idea.
But I can't bring myself to start the conversation.
Why?
I'm not even sure about that. Pride, maybe? Or, tiredness? Or knowing that chances are we won't be able to find the best solution for anyone, everyone, anyway.
Bailey's. I have a question.
Go ahead.
What do you think she's feeling right now?
To be honest, I don't know. She's not like me, that's for sure. Thankfully.
Why?
At least it won't affect her professional life that much. I'm glad I'm a freelancer. It means I can just take a break from work without so many problems. I'm not as professional as her, you see.
I think you're wrong.
Really?
If I were her, I would find it difficult to live life as usual. But I'd put on a lot of masks just to hide the feeling I was going through.
That sounds very difficult and uncomfortable.
It quite is. But a friend once told me, you gotta do what you gotta do.
You must be a pretty cool guy.
He is.
Uh,
Mm, what's next for us, Baileys?
I don't quite know, Lua.
I I met some new people this week.
Including that supermodel.
You knew?
That girl in the corner told me.
Yeah, including that supermodel.
How does that make you feel?
Like a fool.
What?
He said a lot of things that I've been trying to avoid thinking of. A lot of truths. He's a bit like you know, attitudes wise. You'd get along with him.
Doubt it. Opposites attract, but similarity breeds contempt. Ever heard that before?
A lot, actually. From a certain hipster elf.
After listening to that guy, what's your stance on, you know, us?
I'm just not sure, Baileys. What about yourself? Had any similar experiences this week?
I have, in fact. You met a vampire, and, well, I met a werewolf.
What are the odds?
What are the odds, indeed?
What'd your werewolf say?
Not much, to be honest, but he made a good point about the importance of a family, actually.
Baileys.
I know I've been stubborn about wanting you to make peace with my family, and I know, well, that's very important to you. But Freya said something that kind of hit hard to me.
And, what was that?
I was just using you as an excuse to, well, escape my family, when I actually want to do that anyway, for myself.
You know me, Baileys.
I do.
And you know how I feel uncomfortable with people leaving their families. Which makes me an a-hole, I guess.
I get why you think that, Lua. Blood is thicker than water, but nothing breaks the blood of the covenant.
What should we do?
Lua,
Yes, Baileys?
please let me leave my family. I'll try to get your family to accept me. That sounds like the easier thing to do after all.
But you lose your immortality. You'll be an outcast among elves.
An outcast with a bunch of overly pretentious people? Sounds great.
You live a long time, but you don't have the perfect health and perfect life. That's the elven privilege.
But that's not a perfect life without you.
What if our relationship doesn't last? You'll have lost everything. You'll blame me.
Lua, I will never blame you for anything. If we're talking about who I used to be, the guy who would never have blamed himself, 100 reasons for why something failed, but nothing to do with him. But that won't happen with us. You know why? Because I've learned so many things by being with you for 10 years. It made me a better person. So you don't need to worry about any of that. Because right now, you're the most important part of my life. I don't need an immortal life, because without you, it won't be a life worth living.
Baileys, I believe in you.
Oh, why is there always a flashbang? Oh, look at that sweet moment happening. They don't even touch. And she magically transported a chair. Lua,
Baileys,
I feel like we're living in a soap opera. Or maybe a 24-bit pixel game. Is this 24 or is this 8? I'm not very good about it. About what the pixel sizes are. Anyway.
it seems so. So what's our plan?
Tomorrow's Saturday.
Are we going on a date?
I'm going to my parents' place.
Oh. You, mind if I join?
And I want you to come with me.
What? That's so sudden.
Did you really have plans for tomorrow?
Well, no. It's just, I'm not prepared to meet them.
You'll be fine.
They have like the same ear. You don't want to tell them about this first.
It'll be alright.
Well, they never forbade you from dating other races?
They're not a big fan of elves. That much is true. But you can prove them wrong.
Okay. This could be a good first step.
It is.
It's set then.
I don't know what'll happen tomorrow. But we can think about it. And anything else? Later.
I'm with you on that. So, does that mean you don't mind me?
I had my doubts, but now I'm sure. I can trust you.
Lua, thank you.
Are you still staying at Faerun's house?
Yeah.
You're staying with me tonight.
Huh? What about your roommate?
She's away for the weekend. Taking a long weekend getaway until Sunday night.
Wait. Isn't Myrtle or Aqua on a weekend trip? Does that mean that is Lua roommates with one of them? No. Wait. Oh. Because if not, that's kind of a weird coincidence that you would think that they would tie in. Anyway, fate is on our side, it seems. Hey, Snake. Yes? We're leaving.
Thank you so much for keeping up with us this past week.
Pleasure is all mine, Lua and Mr. Bailey's. We're off then.
See you.
Thank you for coming. And since we're in a good little stopping point, I will take this quick little second to read our story, because I forgot to do that. So, let's read the newspaper. Happily ever after, ever after, ever after. Part 1. Do I want to grow old with you? No, I don't want to do that. But I do want to be with you, here in this moment, stuck in eternal limbo, in an infinite loop of this exact hour. Forever? Hell yeah, I do. It's probably the last time Romeo remembers having a really lovely, meaningful conversation with Juliet. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves here, dear readers. Just like any other story, this one also has a beginning, and it begins with an introduction. Romeo is a young man of 20. He comes from a quite conservative, but not yet out of touch family. In other words, they're just like almost every other family in the world. He hates the name his parents gave him, and he hates it even more that his life so far is fulfilling all the cliches of his fictional namesake. Falling in love with this girl named Juliet, who is really just the icing on the cliche cake. Juliet is a young woman of 20. She also comes from quite the conservative family, but they're not quite out of touch yet. In other words, they're just like almost every other family in the world. She loves the name her parents gave her, although she hates the fact that her life, so far, is fulfilling half the cliches of her fictional namesake. Falling in love with a boy named Romeo is unfortunate, but she has no plans to die stupidly over it. Both of them study at the same university, and they're definitely not the type of people who would naturally choose to be friends. Fate, however, in the form of a hip, young lecturer with an over-enthusiasm for assigning group projects and an unfortunate sense of humor, is what brings them together. A simple group assignment is what introduces our young Romeo and Juliet to each other. Even after the first fated meeting, and many, many more meetings requiring to finish the assignment, there's no sign that Romeo means anything more to Juliet than a friendly acquaintance she spent a lot of time with in the library with. Nor, honestly, does she mean that much more to him. In fact, after she made an ill-judged joke about the literary elephant in the room, she probably means significantly less. But as time goes on, and as the group assignments keep coming without the lecturer even for assigning new partners, Romeo and Juliet become closer. They both begin to see each other in the other than what they've noticed before. Though for Romeo, that fact is rather frightening. How could I fall for someone like her? And named Juliet, no less. I can't accept it. My mind's been playing tricks on me. Again and again, around and around. His thoughts chase themselves whenever he sees her. The day is Monday, and Romeo has class. He needs to attend. However, something is different. Normally, a relatively anxious fellow, he finds going to a class requires a lot of willpower. Today, however, he finds himself hurrying to get over there. He knows why, of course, but he refuses to admit it to himself quite yet. The first thing Romeo does when he opens the door is to look at a very specific table. The table where Juliet always sits. To his unacknowledged disappointment, the table is empty. Dang, mutters Romeo under his breath. He doesn't curse because Juliet is not there, of course. Rather, he curses because noticing this was the first thing he did upon entering the room. After sitting in his usual place, Romeo reopens his book and begins reading. Every time someone opens the door, Romeo turns immediately to look and quietly whispers a curse. Again. He is not cursing because he is disappointed it is not Juliet who enters. He is cursing because he turned and looked. A few minutes before the class begins, Juliet finally makes her arrival, announcing herself and her friend with a braying laugh as she does so. That sound used to be one of the most annoying sounds in the world, at least as far as Romeo was concerned, but today it brings a small smile to his face. Dang, curses Romeo again, after he realizes he just smiled at the sound. Is Romeo in love? Well, he probably is, but he doesn't want to admit that. Falling in love with Juliet is extremely dangerous. They come from completely different backgrounds. They have different skin colors, and they worship different gods. He has no problems with interracial relationships. Of course he doesn't, but he never expected it to happen to him. It simply will not do. I need to talk to you. Romeo looks up, and Juliet is standing over by his table. Her jaw is set, her eyes are worried, and he completely forgets about all of his own problems. What's up? He asks. Can you keep a secret? It's really important. Sure, I guess. Good enough, because I really need someone to talk to. So, well, Juliet sits down and begins telling her story to Romeo. She talks about the problems she's been facing over the past few months and how they've affected her study. About how he's not the first person she's talked to about this on and on. And Romeo, well, listens to every word. Eventually, Juliet stops talking and sits quietly. Romeo thinks that she looks somehow lighter than she did before she began talking. He doesn't know how to react to what she's told him. He really tries giving her some advice. Some really stupid advice, he thinks as soon as he said it. But he believes it's probably much better than just, well, listening and nodding and watching her walk away. He doesn't think he wants her to walk away from him. He thinks about this. One thing is for sure. Juliet trusts Romeo as a friend. They've shared a secret now. Even though Juliet has shared the same secret with others before him, this still makes Romeo happy. So damn happy. How pathetic am I? Being happy because someone I like came and told me she's not? Romeo thinks and then
shakes his head like a dog shaking off water. After sharing everything she had wanted to share, Juliet starts talking about, well, lighter topics. Soon they are joking freely. The dark mood of earlier almost completely dissipated. Just before Juliet leaves, Romeo asks her something. Why did you want to tell me that? Well, I don't really know. I think I can trust you, and you're one of those rare few people who can talk to people directly without sugarcoating everything. And it's refreshing, she shrugs. I guess that's why. What Juliet said is true, but Romeo finds it amusing that even though he normally speaks directly to everyone he knows, he just can't do it with Juliet. He is not himself when she's around, or so he believes. After that conversation, Romeo falls even more helplessly in love with Juliet. It's stupid, he thinks, as someone who rarely falls so hard for anyone. But Juliet is driving him crazy, and the fact that she makes him feel the closest thing to love he's felt in years. Yet a big wall of cultures, norms, and other societal traditions stands between them. It hurts him even more. That is, of course, if Juliet is, well, even into him anyway. As week goes by, Romeo and Juliet and Romeo, well, they become closer. They start telling each other stories more often, and all these stories are limited to their courses, their friends, and anything at all besides their feelings for each other. She's not into me. She's just an extrovert. She's friendly with everyone, Romeo keeps thinking, and it's when he's thinking about that suddenly Juliet comes and sits at his table. So, you said you want to tell me something. It's true. He has already sent a message to Juliet telling her he wants to talk about something. Wow, diving right in. It's, well, it's nothing at all that important, actually, says Romeo. Come on. It's not like you to be so indirect about things. What's wrong with you, boyo? Romeo actually called Juliet to talk about her attitude recently. She's been weird, at least in Romeo's eyes. It feels like she's getting further away, removing herself from many student activities, and she's usually partaking in. Juliet answers all of his questions, all his thoughts and concerns about how she seems to be removing herself from all her other side activities. She's managed to shrug off or he's explain. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm obsessing over every single detail that she does. Thinks Romeo, while a pit opens in his gut at the thought. Is that all? Anything else you want to say? She questions him. Fair is fair, after all. Do you know that I used to like you? The words came out of Romeo's mouth, out of the blue. He's horrified, even as he recognizes that it's a lie. He still likes her now. He doesn't even know why he decided to confess his feelings right at this random moment. Never mind why he confessed with half a lie. It wasn't planned at all, but when he heard Juliet say anything else, well, it's definitely one thing Romeo has been planning to say to Juliet for the last, well, few eons, it feels like. Or as normal human measure goes on, around 8 months ago. Juliet shows a flash of surprise and then says, No, I had no idea at all. Why? Why what? Well, why do you like me? Or did you like me at all? Or did you like me? I mean, there must be a reason. Oh, of course there is. Romeo opens his mouth to tell her and pauses. He blinks slowly and closes his mouth again. Or, I don't know. I think there is, but I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I'm talking gibberish. Juliet does not respond to that. Romeo doesn't even dare to look at her direction, but he can see out of the corner of his eye that she looks dumbfounded. He takes a breath and opens his mouth again, hoping for a lightning strike, a divine inspiration, or instant death. He isn't picky. Okay. I just like seeing you as a really strong person, okay? That's just how I see you. You have this really big girly side, but you're also really strong and independent. Okay, I get the girly part, but
What makes you think I'm strong? Well, you just look at how you work with all of your assignments and organizations. I definitely could never tell with everything as well as I could never deal with it as well as you, ever. Oh, come on. Everyone has something they're good at. You can even do things that I can't. That's pretty normal, you know? I know, but still, I'm not sure. That's probably what attracts me to you the most. When he says that, Romeo tries looking up at Juliet just for a moment. He saw a twitch of a smile in her lips, but dared not even hope. He ascribes it to his imagination instead. So, what's next then? Asked Juliet. To be honest, I don't know. I said this because I can't keep hiding it forever. I need to say it to you, even though I know it's impossible for me to ask you out, considering all the differences between us. Juliet pauses for a moment. Oh, of course. You just don't need to say anything, though. I just need to get it out of my system, and that's all I wanted to say. Well, okay then. I have something else to do. You don't have anything more to say, right? Yes, I mean, no. I mean, that's all. Juliet nods and says goodbye, and quickly walks away. After Juliet leaves, Romeo lets out a heavy sigh. Good work there. That's one hell of a lot of old baggage I just let go, and a whole hell of a lot new baggage that's now replaced it. Here's an interesting fact about our Romeo. During the whole conversation, he hadn't been able to keep himself from shaking. It's an old habit that he just can't let go of. To his relief, they've been sitting during the whole conversation, so he can't hide his tremor. Even though he feels intense relief after telling Juliet about his feelings, his hands are still trembling. He has to wait a couple of minutes before he can walk away himself. So now, after Romeo's long-awaited but ultimately useless confession, what's next for our Juliet and her Romeo? Funnily enough, neither she nor Romeo ever mention it again. At least, not to each other. Romeo did eventually tell some of his friends about his feelings for Juliet. And what about Juliet? Romeo didn't know anything about how she's coping with this revelation. He expected that she would probably tell some of her friends, as he told his, but that doesn't even matter. He tells himself, we're not meant for each other anyway. Watching from the outside, nothing seems to have changed between them. They still talk about their classes, about their friends, about shows they've watched and books they've read. But they never even mention it again. The time when Romeo revealed his feelings to Juliet. At first, Romeo thought that confessing his feelings would mean letting go of a big boulder inside his heart. As it turned out, it only transformed the boulder into a restless rock monster, asking for more. Eventually, he realizes letting Juliet know about his feelings isn't enough. He needs to have her. He wants to hold her tight. He wants to stare into her eyes and tell her he loves her to Pluto and back. He wants to hear her say, I love you. He wants to kiss her. He wants to run away with her to a place where no one cares about their differences and just sees them as a cute couple in love. He wants to do all the good things in life together with her. And more than anything here on this earth, he simply wants her. The feeling is actually killing him. How could she be acting normally after that revelation? Does it mean his feelings mean nothing to her at all? The peak of his emotion comes one day when our hero is falling asleep. Suddenly his body is drenched in sweat. His heart beats fast, and his thoughts only run to one thing. Juliet. He wants... No. Nothing so prosaic. He needs Juliet. He doesn't care about anything else, about traditions, about their families, about anything. There's only one thing he needs to do tomorrow, and that is to confess his feelings, yet again, to Juliet. This time, however, he is going to ask her out. If she feels the same way, he will ask her to give it a try and fight the world together. He resolves that he is going to take a leap of faith and it will be the first thing he does the next time they meet. To be continued. Hopefully we get to finish it tomorrow, because that's actually pretty good. It was this gingerbread coffee. But you're looking a lot better, Freya. That was pretty intense.
Oh, you're back in the real world.
I just pretend not to notice. They're like one of the main reasons why I'm writing the story, so I have to see their struggle through it till the end. It's important for the writing, you know.
That's cold.
What? It's not like that. It's just that. Yeah, that was pretty cold. I'm sorry.
You look better than before, though. For now, at least.
I can't tell you how I feel until it's done. I don't.
Georgie. Big man. Big man. Big man. Bro. Bro. I think that's Gala. Roar. Roar.
Whoa.
Freya, get over here.
This wolf? Is that him?
I think so. Welcome, sir. Roar. Do I need to voice that? It's already voicing it for me.
Are you crazy? You can't treat a werewolf in a fury like a normal customer.
Trust me.
I'm Doctor Who.
Our character has to be like a doctor, dude.
100%.
He must have had his reasons for coming here. Yeah. Rawr. You gonna relax here, sir? Do you need anything? Something to calm you down, maybe? Dude, he's just saying rawr. That's hilarious. I don't know why I'm finding that so funny. Okay, we oh my god. What? We had Galahad. Wait, he's not letting me. Yeah, he's just not letting me pull up my phone. That is. Wait, is that what's doing it? Oh, let's see. Okay, let's. I think it was tea milk. I think it was tea milk and ginger. I think it was that. Let's try. Yeah, serve it. Here's your yeah, chug it. Okay.
What the hell? Is that really him?
After seeing the reaction to that drink, 100%.
Whoever he is.
What are we waiting for?
This place survived. Thankfully, yes. But I think I need to close up shop early. I don't want to cause any more ruckus. And I need to clean up some of the mess anyway. Good idea.
Can you get back all right by yourself?
I'll manage.
Take care on your way.
You be careful too. See you tomorrow.
See you. Well, that is a wrap for this one. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I would love to hear from you in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next episode. Until the next one, Bene Vale everyone. Bye bye.